Okay, looks like we are starting to drop in out of the waiting room and into our webinar training. Thank you everyone for the half-hour delay. We've gone old school here with our headsets, and that seems to have resolved the issue of the echoing that we were getting. So yeah, we really appreciate you guys waiting for that half an hour. I think it will make it worth it. I'm just going to get you guys to give us a little wave or a little note in the message box so we know that you can hear us, and that you've got your video turned on and your sound. We have found these work a lot better, so if you do have them handy, absolutely worth plugging those in. So yeah, you'll see on the right hand side in the bottom of your screen a little hand. So if you are able to sort of give us a little wave, we'll know that we're clear and that you can see us. Awesome. All right, so yeah, I thought I'd just give it a minute before we started into the nuts and bolts. So welcome. Thank you for joining the Utah Office of Tourism webinar training. We know it's been a really challenging time for the industry and are really grateful for you guys joining us today. My name is Karen McArdle. I'm your in-market rep here in Australia and New Zealand. And I'm joined here with Hayley with the lovely big white headset on from Salt Lake City. Now, this is a great opportunity for you guys to extend your knowledge for when we are back in action selling holiday experiences. This training overview of Utah is just an overview. Following up on this, we will actually be offering a digging deeper into Utah webinars, which we will dive more closely into the different areas that you'll see today. Now, I've been working for the Utah Office of Tourism for the past 7 years, and I've spent a lot of time traveling around the state. So from what you see today, I've been fortunate to have hiked it, biked it, ran it, rappelled it, rafted it, and basically hung out in it. So I'm here to help you build itineraries and be the connection between you and your client and all that Utah has to offer. As far as questions go, if you have any questions as we go along, please type those in the comment box. We will answer these as we go or after the webinar session. I'm also available for additional questions on email. If you are part of the Sell Your Way to the USA incentive program, you'll earn an extra point today. If you have not registered, you still can do so. We will follow up after this webinar with all the details. And we're also pretty happy to be able to offer somebody today 200 Prezi cards that will be given away at the end of the webinar training. You do have to be here at the beginning and the end of the webinar to be eligible. But before we start today, we want to ask you a couple of questions about Utah. And then after that, I will hand you over to Hayley, who will start the training portion. So you will see these pop up on your screen. Have you visited Utah? Have you sold Utah to your clients? And how would you rate your knowledge of Utah? So we'll just give you guys a minute there to answer those questions, and then Hayley will take over and give you some inspirational information about Utah. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you all for answering the questions for us and joining us today. If you do have any issues with if anything stops, you can't hear us, just please chat us in the chat box so we can hopefully address it and slow down, or we definitely are going to make sure to send you things afterwards so that you're able to review it again. And yeah, make sure you get everything. So first we're going to show you a video that goes over our ski campaign, gives you a glimpse of what it's like to ski in Utah. And I will let that play and then we'll get into the presentation.
In Utah, you're living on mountain time, and there's nothing standard about that. With 10 resorts less than an hour from Salt Lake International Airport, mountain time means more time on more resorts on the greatest snow on Earth. It means more time with the kids, and more time away from the kids. Ski more, shred more, chill more, cheers more. Because mountain time is a state of mind that can only be found in one place: Utah.
Of Tourism is headquartered. This is a picture of our beautiful capital city. And to give you an idea of where we are located in the United States, we're here in the Rocky Mountain West. As we talked about a little bit with our snow, it's actually named the greatest snow on Earth. And where that name comes from is because our snow is lighter and drier than most because of the Great Salt Lake, which is full of salt. And as the storm passes over that lake, it pulls moisture from the storm before it hits our mountain ranges, making it more fluffy and powdery. So it's amazing for skiing. We also get a lot of this snow, averaging about 500 inches or 1,200 centimeters per year. And as the video talked about, we offer more mountain time, meaning you can get from Salt Lake City International Airport and get to one of our ski resorts, 10 of them within an hour. So 10 resorts within just an hour of the airport, meaning from baggage claim to the lift. So we're really accessible in that way more than most. Another unique thing about our ski trips in Utah is that you can see Red Rock and ski in one trip. Go hiking in the national parks just a few hours from the ski resorts. And there's even Bryan Head Resort in southern Utah where you can actually see Red Rock from the slopes. So the Mighty Five stands for our 5 national parks, and this campaign we launched in 2013 to promote our national parks. We're going to show you the video from this campaign at the end, but it was so successful that we actually created a follow-up campaign that we launched more recently called the Road to Mighty, and that's in an effort to draw more people throughout the park, like for example to our 44 state parks. And this is an example of one of our state parks, Goblin Valley. So this is in between Salt Lake and Moab. As you head down to the national parks, you can stop in this area. It's a really wild and different, unique landscape. You just have to be there to feel it. And we suggest that our visitors do book guides and outfitters in these areas because they are so remote. So on your way towards the national parks, the first gateway community is Moab. So from Moab, you can access Arches National Park, one of our most famous. And Canyonlands is a little bit further out from Moab. And this is kind of a view from above at the top where you'd normally access the national park. But another way to experience it is booking outfitters who can take you on off-roading tours from down below in the bottom of the canyon so you can look up at those towering views. And Dead Horse Point State Park is actually in between Arches and Canyonlands. It's another breathtaking park. You can do a lot of mountain biking there, stargazing, and they actually have remote yurts you can stay in as well. This gives you a little bit of a glimpse of the most common activities in the Moab area. So whether it's going to Arches or Canyonlands or Dead Horse Point for stargazing, because they're actually internationally certified dark sky parks, meaning they are some of the darkest places in the world that provide the great stargazing, and you can actually see the Milky Way with the naked eye. So we highly suggest the stargazing in our dark sky parks as well as these other outdoor activities. Continuing on the southeastern route of Utah, you'll find San Juan County at the Four Corners there. And that's where Monument Valley is. You can access this iconic view through Tribal Park. And here's more activity examples for this area. Natural Bridges National Monument was actually the first international dark sky park ever certified. And what makes this area really unique, and it's actually really special to me, one of my favorite places to go in Utah, is to experience the tribal tourism there. The Navajo Nation lives there, and they really embrace tourism. They offer tours, experiences, and there's a lot of artifacts in the area to see. So this might be something fun for you to do during your quarantine time. If you'd like to experience Utah virtually, you can actually go to this website here, and I actually will put it in the messages for you, but you can actually go to this website, and it's an interactive map that will show you 400 plus films that were filmed in Utah that you could watch and get a glimpse of Utah through. So in South Central Utah is another one of our Mighty 5 park areas, and that park is Capitol Reef National Park. It is another international dark sky, so an incredible place to see the Milky Way and the stars. This is a personal favorite national park for me because it's the least visited, so there's the most solitude. And as you can see from these pictures, all from that one park, there's so much variation in the landscape, from red rock to the white sandstone to the natural bridges, and even a fruit orchard that you can go and actually pick fresh fruit from these trees, or buy fresh fruit, apple pies, pear, peaches pies, all these kinds of things. It's really incredible. So continuing south from Capitol Reef area, you'll find Bryce. Bryce Canyon National Park, another unique park with these stunning red rock formations called hoodoos. It's really amazing to see at sunrise or sunset because the sun seems to illuminate the rocks. And just so you know, this is actually going to be a stop on the Sail Your Way Fam Tour, so you can get excited and motivated to see these hoodoos in person. The gateway community to Bryce Canyon is Bryce City. You can see here that it has a lot of Western flair for our visitors to experience. And the road from Capitol Reef to Bryce is completely stunning, as this picture shows, the All-American Scenic Byway 12. It's actually one of only 30 designated All-American roads in the U.S., meaning it's literally one of the most beautiful places to drive in America. So if you continue on that scenic byway, you will hit Kanab, which is a small town in southern Utah, but it offers huge adventure. It's also going to be included on the Sail Your Way Fam. So this is an example of one of the experiences in the Kanab area. The Buckskin Gulch is our longest slot canyon in Utah at 34 kilometers. And here are some activities that you could book through guides and outfitters. And since this is a pretty wild and primitive area, again, of Utah, we do suggest that visitors book canyoneering guides, Hummer tours, UTV tours through the parks so that they can get the best experience. So if you go over to the southwestern corner of Utah, you'll find Greater Zion. And from Las Vegas, it's only a 2 to 2.5 hour drive to get to this area. Another area that will be on the FAM tour. This is a view from Angel's Landing. Angel's Landing Trail and the Narrows hike are two of the definitely the most popular hikes in Zion. And I suggest experiencing, as it shows here, the Narrows in the winter in a dry suit because it's got the most solitude and it's just a really unique experience. So out of the 44 state parks in Utah, Greater Zion area has 4 of them, and there's all kinds of different experiences you can interact with there outside of Zion. So they have a lot to offer. And that gateway community that is in the corner of Utah, closest to Las Vegas, is St. George, with these great entertainment and dining options. So just a little bit north of St. George, you'll find Cedar City and Brian Head. This is also a stop on the FAM tour. This is Cedar Breaks National Monument, and it's actually one of my favorite places in Utah. I think that spring or fall is the best time to go here because you see bright wildflowers surrounding the red rock or autumn colors surrounding the red rock. And in that same mountain range is Brian Head Resort, where you can ski and actually see the red rock from the slopes. You can also snowmobile from Brian Head to Cedar Breaks and see it covered in snow, which is really magical. So we haven't talked much about lodging, but this is just to give you a glimpse into the Southern Utah accommodations. They're really unique and some really memorable places to stay. So in summary, we have a lot to offer here in Utah, from the 5 national parks, 7 national monuments, 6 national forests, 44 state parks, 15 ski resorts, and 15 dark sky parks. So thank you everyone for your time and for your work in Selling Utah activities. We're going to go ahead and show you that Mighty 5 campaign that I teased, and then we're going to turn it over to Karen and make sure you stick around to answer the questions for the gift card.
Picture this, your next trip, Utah, 5 national parks, Zion, Bryce, Capitol Reef, Canyonlands, and Arches. This is Life Elevated, the Mighty 5. 5 iconic parks, 1 epic experience, only in Utah.
So special. Before you go, to win one of the two $200 Prezi cards, please answer the next question. Should be popping up on your screen now. We've got, which of these are not a national park in Utah? How many state parks can you find in Utah? And from which ski resort slopes can you see Southern Utah red rocks? So we're just going to give you a little bit of time there to answer those questions. Really, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you haven't already, please sign up for next week's webinar, which is we're going to be talking all about Nevada with the Kanakiwi team. And we will also be in touch with our Dig Deeper into Utah series soon, where we'll be able to expand on what you've learned today. So if we have all had a chance to answer those questions, I'm going to get Bailey. She will be contacting you with the winner once she gets all the submissions. But yeah, again, be safe, be well, and take care out there in the travel industry for now. Thank you.
Bye everyone, thanks.
Oh, and Haley's there too. Bye Haley, thank you. We
Bye-bye.
appreciate your time.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.